No way.
Baby.
No way. Did you know, Sandeep?
Thank you so much. Oh my God. Oh, I knew.
Did you know?
Oh, I knew. Oh, I always knew. I never not know.
Happy Friday 13th, everybody, is when we're recording this.
Yeesh.
Yeah. Indeed. Yikes on bikes.
It's the spooky episode. It's the spooky season finale. This is our season finale. We're taking a little breaky poo after this. So thanks for tuning in for our final episode of the season.
It is absolutely wild. But before we get into all that sentimentality, folks, I got to introduce our co-host. He is the man who writes all the meanings behind the names on babynames.com. It's Sandeep Parikh.
Hey, thank you so much. It's like a Wikipedia thing where you're allowed to sort of edit the baby names to your liking. So Kevin now means, oh, great sandaled one.
Oh, that's really
according
good.
To me.
Oh, that's really good.
Hey, let me introduce our host, the man who I will certainly be naming my non-existent third child after, Omar Najam.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
I guess if I accidentally have a second and then, because we're not planning on it, but if I accidentally have a second and then it accidentally becomes twins, then I have to name one of them Omar just because of this.
Can you purposely?
No, it'll be an accident.
Okay.
No, yeah, no.
Hello, folks. Welcome to ABCD, American-born chatting Desis. This is a podcast within a live stream within our lives as two American-born Desis. It's a pod talking. This is for anyone out there who, like us, is navigating your cultural identities, plural, and you just want to chat it out.
So true. All those things are true. Today is our finale of the season, like I said, but don't worry, we're going to be back taking a little mini itty bitty break to do some DesiQuest stuff because DesiQuest is launching soon. We'll get into that in a little bit, but just want people to know that it's going to be a few weeks before you see us in the feeds again. But on tap for today, we got a really jam-packed show. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're starting with our kind of news segment, and we're calling it What's Got Us Confused? You know, the C in ABCD is confused Desi, so we're wondering what's got us confused.
What's got us confused?
There's a bunch of things today. Second up is our Chakra Check-In, where we're going to talk about the meaning of names. This is an important thing in our cultures, is the meaning of our names. That's why our little intro there. So we're going to get into that. And then we're going to play a name game based on that, which you'll see how that goes. And then we close things out with Desi of the Week.
Sounds so good to me.
Yeah.
I can't wait to jump into it. But first, do you mind if I mention one of our sponsors?
I don't.
Okay, great. How about everyone else? We'll wait.
I don't.
Wow, all right, including our British audience member. All right, in that case, I'll hop right into it, folks. Our first sponsor this week is DesiQuest. That's right, this is a Dungeons & Dragons actual play series that stars... Hold on a second, this is familiar, because it stars us, Sandeep.
What?
That's right, it's set in a South Asian mythology-inspired universe built by star GM Jasmine, that bronze gold buller, who I actually texted the other day, just to let her know she's so great. And I just
brag alert.
Like her very much. With a stellar cast,
she gave you her number? Oh man.
Yeah.
She makes me text her mom.
She's actually
to go through her. To get to her. I can't even.
That's actually pretty rad. That's actually pretty rad.
Contact.
Hanging out with Jasmine's mom is actually pretty sick. Jasmine's mom rules. The show also includes some other folks like, I don't know, Critical Role darling Anjali Bhamani. Ever heard of her? Huh?
I have.
Dimension 20 darling. How about you, British audience member?
Hello, I have.
Okay, you don't have to introduce yourself every time. As well as Dimension 20 darling Rekha Shankar. The premiere date has been set. Yeah. Are you ready for this?
So ready, man. Premiere date is on the 14th, which is Diwali.
Right. That's
the 14th of November. Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
14th of November. So we're a month away, people. Very exciting. And by the way, the big news.
Here it is.
We're going to PAX Unplugged, baby, for our first ever live play. We're going to do a live show. Omar's gone. I'm going to keep talking. Don't worry. I'm going to keep doing it. He's going to come back. We're going to do a live show with the entire cast at PAX Unplugged, which is in Philadelphia on the weekend of December 1st through the 3rd. So if you're even had an inkling that you might want to go, now we gave you 5 very good reasons to go, and that's the cast of DesiQuest being there, doing our first time ever. We're gonna do a live one shot on the main stage. So tickets to that performance are free if you have a badge to the convention.
And if you want to get all that info and more, head over to DesiQuest.com, DesiQuest.com, or click on the link in our show notes and hop on our mailing list. You can also go over to, in fact, I'd prefer this, patreon.com/DesiQuest and become a citizen of the DesiQuest world and get exclusive access to the after show podcast. A little something coming down the pipeline.
That's right. Our second sponsor is, of course, you, the listeners out there, and specifically the ones that contribute to the EffinFunny Patreon. So if you go to patreon.com/EffinFunny, here's how you can help us support this show directly. We got a bunch of tiers for contribution with a bunch of subscriber benefits, including getting your name listed in the credits of the show. And this is the moment where we ask chat, because we are live right now.
Yes.
Chat, please tell us how should we list the names in the credits for today's episode. We've done like a metal band one. We did a Shakespearean vampire one. We've done a whole bunch of different genres.
We did, and it was great.
So go ahead, give us some inspiration, throw some genre ideas out there, and we will Delvin will choose which one, and that's how we'll list the names. But please, come on, support a couple Desis in the creative arts and help us keep the ABCD lights on. So hit up patreon.com/EffinFunny.
That's it. And that's all of our sponsors, I believe. There's no other sponsors at all whatsoever.
Nope,
What?
There is one more.
What are you talking
this
about?
is our definitely real sponsor. This is my mom's Cherdo mix, which I'm showing you right now. It's this. Can you see it?
Wow, in stunning 8K resolution. Look at this.
So you can get my mom's Cherdo, which is basically.
Oh, we can?
You can get it if you can find her house in New England. Okay, I gave you New England. Okay, just look at all of New England.
That's not even a state. It's a region.
It's a group of states. But I swear, if you can find my mom, she will give you some of her Cherdo. Cherdo, if you're unfamiliar, is maybe it's called Chevado for people. We call it Cherdo. I don't know if that's the right. I don't know what's right or wrong about how to say anything, but that's what we would say. And it's basically like Chex Mix with spices.
Yes.
Indian spice. It's like a hot mix, but it's sort of my mom's special brand of that because she just uses cereals that are about to go stale before they do.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. That's true.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you to our 3 sponsors this week. I think it's time to hop into our first segment.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Ooh,
We're
a little
talking
rattled by that.
What's got us confused this week? All right, so story number 1, the world's largest Hindu temple outside of India.
Okay.
In the modern era.
Okay.
is to be inaugurated on October 8th in New Jersey. So that just happened a few days ago, and I think it opens up pretty soon.
This has been like all over the news, right?
This has been all of the yes. It's been all over the news for lots of reasons, okay? And I'm going to get into that and why we're a little bit confused about it. First, what this is about. By the way, this is, when I say the world's largest and I had those qualifiers, this is still the second largest outside of Angkor Wat, okay, in the world.
Okay.
So it is huge. This is not like, we're talking, I thought I had the number, but I don't. But it took 12,500 volunteers to build this thing. Oh, yes, here it is. On 183 acres of land.
What?
In New Jersey.
What?
Okay. It's a Swaminarayan Akshardham temple, which if you've been to the Akshardham temples, I have been to the Akshardham temples in India. They're wild.
Yeah.
They're wild. Like they basically took a page out of Disney. Like they went and visited Disney at one point, and they were like, we should make this, but for Hindu temples. So that's what there's like rides. It's wild, dude. It includes 10,000 statues and statuettes.
10,000?
Yeah, 1 main shrine, 12 sub-shrines.
Okay.
9 shikars, which are those spire-like structures. 9 pyramidal? Sure. Pyramidal? Okay. Shikars. And the largest elliptical dome of traditional stone architecture ever constructed. Yeah. And it's designed to last 1,000 years. So this thing is built to last. It's an unbelievable maintenance plan. They're not gonna have to repaint this thing for 1,000 years. I don't know what that means when something is designed to last 1,000 years, but that is the case.
You didn't get that package when you got your house?
No, we just re-sided our house, and no, it's not. It's gonna last 7 years, I believe. It's gonna be open for visitors starting October 18th. So this is wild. The temple carvings are not just of like Hindu deities, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They're of historical figures like Martin Luther King Jr.,
Oh,
Abraham
okay.
Lincoln, and stuff.
Famous
So they're like
Desis. Yeah.
famous Desis, and at least on the inside for sure. And they're quoted as saying, "When you come to the mandir, you'll see people of all genders, all castes, and social backgrounds living, eating, praying, loving, and serving together." That was a big part of this. Actually, was that there's all these volunteers that devoted hours of their selfless time to make this thing happen, and they range from like 18-year-olds to 60-year-olds, students, CEOs, doctors, engineers, architects. Some of them like taking leave from work for months and then renting condos nearby to then like
Oh my
build it.
gosh.
And notably, there was like teams of women volunteers, which this is notable because Hindu temples often exclude women in their construction.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so this is very inclusive of them. So all these kind of good sort of progressive things, but and a big but
Mm-hmm.
is that the temple made headlines when a group of immigrant laborers sued the organization, BAPS,
Okay.
accusing them of luring Indian men from marginalized communities to the U.S. and forcing them to work for nearly 90 hours a week for around $1 an hour. So big old but there. So
That's not great.
not great. There was a lawsuit that alleged that there were shocking conditions, including forced labor, grueling work hours, inhospitable living conditions, and caste discrimination.
Okay.
So not great, right? Not great.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets even more kind of confusing.
Okay.
The organization said, they came back and they said, listen, the workers were volunteers. Their families, were well taken care of in India. We took care of them here. They came on their own volition. Activists say kind of, even if so, there's still this like, they're raising questions about the line between religious service and worker exploitation,
Mm-hmm.
which the Dalit communities are sort of especially vulnerable to.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's the kicker for me. So I was starting to do a deeper dive and like, okay, so where did this land? This like lawsuit, like it's a class action lawsuit. Like, did it actually, go against them? Because like, there's not much, they're not talking about that much. So here's what happened in July.
Mm-hmm.
In a surprising turn of events, the plaintiff's legal team just filed a request to withdraw the lawsuit, and they aren't specifying what the reasons behind that decision are.
Okay.
So the lawsuit is just poof gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a PR statement from that organization that said there was a deep-rooted conspiracy to stall Hindu temple projects, and this was one of them essentially. And that the plaintiffs were misled with false temptations. So basically, like some version of like, hey, you guys, you can make a lot of money if you join this class action lawsuit and say that you were mistreated, is what they are alleging. So it's this whole underlying scandal that they're kind of,
Okay.
sweeping on the rug
So,
there. So
here's the thing, folks. At the end of each of these stories, we get to rate them as we now feel informed, baffled, or more confused.
no, it's informed. Yeah, informed, still confused, or baffled.
That's
Baffled
it.
is the worst.
Yeah,
Or the-
baffled is the worst.
Yeah.
Where
Where are you landing?
still confused.
Still confused.
Still confused. Not quite baffled, but still confused. This is one that I was like, oh, it's a small world, but a temple. And now I'm kind
Yeah,
of like,
exactly.
okay, this is kind of a David Fincher movie.
Well, it's interesting, like, because if, like, listen, seva or like doing selfless work
Yes.
was a big part of like my life growing up. It was always like preached to me that, you should give 10% of everything you make to charity. You should
Yeah.
like, spend weekends, at least one weekend a month, like doing some seva, some selfless work, like whether that's like cleaning up an old lady's backyard or like, or, going to the local temple and serving food or like whatever it is. And so I know it's like sort of a part of the culture. It's sort of interesting though when this gray line between sort of, hey, you should do seva and like you better do seva.
Yeah.
Otherwise you will be, reincarnated as an inchworm, and your family is going to be, not well taken care of. Like when there's like some sort of undue pressure on the other side of that selfless work. So I don't, this obviously falls into that sort of gray area. I guess.
But additionally, then we have the layer of the lawyers being like, no one said inchworm.
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. Still confused. How about you?
So listen, I think I'm also in this still confused. I mean, here's the thing: like whenever I whenever I decide to do community service work, it would take a lot for me to be falsely tempted to then be like, you know what, that temple's mistreating me, or that soup kitchen is really mistreating. You know what I mean? Like you probably. Like there has to be some kernel of truth, I think, to being an exploited worker. To be like, yeah, you know what? I am kind of being mistreated, and this is a weird arrangement situation. And I want to explore the idea of there being recompense for that. I don't know.
Interesting. Well,
still confused. I'm just gonna say still confused.
Well, our next story, it's spooky season, Sandeep, and you know what that means? Cricket. That's right.
I didn't know that's where you're going. Okay.
The Cricket World Cup started on October 5th, and it's ending with the final on November 19th. Did you follow cricket? Are you a cricket guy?
The only time I ever follow cricket is when I'm in India on a trip, and then like just happen to get pulled into whatever exciting thing is going on in that moment.
Right.
But I don't follow it. No.
It's a in case you don't know, it's a massive sport. It's a worldwide massive sport
that I'm aware of.
With millions upon millions upon millions of fans who tune in to watch. And there's a lot of people talking about cricket right now because the Olympic Committee is considering putting cricket in the Los Angeles games.
Oh.
So which would open up the Olympic Games to bigger audiences.
Well, then I'm definitely going.
If
it's in my backyard, I'm
there.
gonna...
Yeah. And you can just watch some cricket. I mean, you'll actually watch out. It's actually a dangerous sport, and your house is a little bit in danger.
Got it. From foul balls.
Yeah.
Well, there is no foul balls because the whole thing's on a circular pitch. You can.
Well, it's not. Yeah, there's no foul balls actually, but you can get knocked in the noggin.
Fair.
But the with the Cricket World Cup happening right now, there's a little confusing spin on this story. Are you ready for this?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
With surging tickets, ticket prices, airfare, and hotel prices, a lot of folks are being like, how can I, go attend the World Cup? How can I go see cricket, right?
Sure.
How do I make ends meet? Several doctors have told local media, and I quote, "We have come across some cases of people coming to watch the India-Pakistan match, also taking an appointment for health checkups and staying in hospitals."
Okay, so they're getting their annual turn your head and cough,
and stay in the room with the TV
in the waiting room. Kind of brilliant. I mean,
how do we feel about turning hospitals into accommodations?
Oh my gosh. I mean, listen, as a Gujarati, I understand wanting to be as cheap as possible. And, I mean, listen, I wouldn't put past my parents that we'd be on a road trip and end up in a hospital waiting room.
Yes.
It just wouldn't surprise me if that happened.
Yes, we are the people who, when we go to a fast food place and you're getting a giant bucket of soda for $1, our families will go, no ice. So,
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. And I'll take all your packets of sauce, Taco Bell.
I keep them in my glove compartment, and you're like, the plastic is going to poison you. But that's not what matters. It's the principle of it. So anyhow, in order to make accommodations for the Cricket World Cup, folks are checking into a hospital. How do we feel about this? Do you feel informed? Do you feel still confused, or do you feel baffled? I'm
not confused or baffled. I'm informed.
I'm informed, right?
Yep. I now know the way to get cheap accommodations. Not saying that this is a good idea. You shouldn't do this. This is bad for hospitals. Hospitals probably shouldn't
But you know
He
that the
used for us.
doctors reporting this are all like, I mean, I get it. I'd do it.
Yeah, I know for sure. I think what would get me into cricket would be like if they did like fantasy cricket. You know what I mean? I wonder if
Yeah.
they do. Maybe they do
Yeah.
fantasy cricket.
I'm sure that's
Okay.
a thing. You know what will get me into cricket?
What?
I don't know, maybe a little surgery. A little going in for a surgery, a little recovery for 2 days. Get to
Wait,
watch
like
it on
if
the
like
TV. Little
oh, I
little
see.
Jello
Yeah.
cups. Just watch
Yeah.
it. Just lay
Mm-hmm.
back, enjoy the cricket. Just a
Let's
little, fun
let's do it,
surgery.
man. Me and you. Let's hit up Cedar Sinai and just kind of
Can you imagine?
get rooms next to each
Can
other.
we get the
and-
cricket nose job
yeah.
package?
All right. For our next story numero tres. This is the story of one iPhone factory powering Apple's pivot to India.
Okay.
That's what this story is. So this factory is run by Foxconn, and it's located in, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say this wrong, but Sriperumbudur, maybe, an industrial town in Tamil Nadu. It's one of the Apple's most important iPhone assembly hubs outside of China, and that's the big part of this. It's outside of China.
Yeah.
The factory is one of the biggest iPhone plants in India, with 17,000 employees who churn out 6 million iPhones every year. Okay,
Jeez.
so here's the crazy thing: that most of the 232 million iPhones sold in last year in 22
Uh-huh.
came from factories in China. But politics with China not so great, right? Like,
Right.
remember Biden was like, "I'm gonna defend Taiwan," and China was like, "I'm gonna totally attack Taiwan."
Yeah, I remember. I unfortunately remember, yeah.
we're staring down the barrel of a potential it's really scary kind of world war there. And that's not just scary for the world, but also for Apple. Apple's also a little scary.
More importantly.
More importantly for Apple. Because look, they're a $2.7 trillion business. And they manufacture all their stuff in China, so they're trying to hedge their bets, basically.
Yeah.
So that's why they're betting on India. So in April this year, right, Tim Cook flew to India. He met with the Prime Minister Modi, and he was like, "I'm going to invest in this country." And Modi was like, "Well, great, then make a factory here." And they did, and they're now assembling the new iPhone 15. So here's what's confusing, or what the drawbacks are about this, okay? Is that Foxconn has a history of low pay. Who knew the name like Foxconn?
Who would have thought?
So 159 factory workers were hospitalized and food poisoned at their like subcontractor provided hostel.
Yeah.
It set off waves of protests that drew media attention to their squalid living conditions. So it's the classic story of, terrible working conditions and exploiting the worker class.
Yeah.
Right. And so look, we might be happy that like investments are moving into India, and diversifying away from China, but probably not great if they're just going to keep treating workers like garbage, huh?
Yeah.
I think is maybe the general
Takeaway.
takeaway.
I'll be honest, I'm feeling informed.
I'm feeling informed too.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily confused by this. It's more like, it's when you really start thinking about the stuff that we consume and enjoy, off the backs of people that are totally exploited, you're kind of like, all so that I can send a WhatsApp to organize a pickleball game.
Yeah.
This is
So that I can have like my nephew pretend to be like a panda bear talking emoji.
yeah.
Make a good point, Omar.
Not great.
Thank you. That's my job. Again, I work there. Yeah, informed, and a lot to think about, especially with us, talking about workers' rights on a large scale right now. Yeah. Well, now we're gonna move on to our last news segment here, where we're gonna figure out if we're, informed, still confused, or baffled by. William Shakespeare famously said, "What's in a name?" And I'm here to say a lot. Will?
Okay.
Quite a bit.
Will.
Recently.
Asked and answered.
Thank you. Next. I can do this all day, Will. During the G20 summit in Delhi, this was on in early September. Do you remember this? We talked about the G20 summit.
Oh, we sure did.
We had the giant cardboard lungers.
Yep.
Prime Minister Modi was sitting behind a nameplate.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that nameplate was, right? They sit behind the name of their country. What would it be?
I'm gonna take a wild stab and
Go
guess
ahead.
that it was India.
You fool.
What?
Why would you
What?
think that? Why would you assume that?
I
Of
fell into your
all-
trap.
Yes. My
Was it-
very shallow with like all the side, like a Looney Tunes, like just go in here. Like, Coyote, please just fall in.
Was it like India, the best country in the world? Like just to spell out like his belief, you know?
You know what? Here's the thing. You're not too far off.
Maybe it was India rules. Was it India rules?
It's pretty close with the Z at the end.
Yeah. Two Z's. Let's get crazy.
India rules, Brazil drools. He was sitting behind a placard that read Bharat.
Oh yeah, sure. Uh-huh.
This is a some would argue a return to some traditional naming conventions for the land known as India. It is not being done in an
Bharat,
official
would say.
capacity. Yes, Bharat.
Going home to Bharat.
It's not an official name change because that would require an amendment to the Constitution, which would need to be passed by a 2/3 majority in
So-
both houses of Parliament.
A lot of paperwork.
A lot of red tape. A lot of red tape. Leave it up to Modi to be like, I'll just cut through it by doing something.
And all the maps that would have to change. Oh my gosh.
Yes. But here's the thing, right? Right? Here's the thing.
Yeah.
India is a colonial name. Okay? It was given to us by
Yep.
the Brits. So Bharat is actually a return to pre-colonial times.
Right. So this is like, Mumbai, right? Being called
Yes.
Mumbai instead of Bombay.
Bombay.
And
Except that's not exactly true.
Okay.
Because
go on.
the name of India actually kind of predates the British colonial rule. In fact, travelers as far away as ancient Greece would refer to the region as Indus and India just because of the valley.
Yeah, the Indus Valley. So it was like I remember
yes.
even Hindu
Mhm.
came from that, right? Like calling someone, they would just say they would call anybody from the other side of the valley
Yes.
Hindus,
Yes, Indus.
essentially, and that's where that came from.
Yes, exactly. And Bharat itself is incredibly old. It comes from ancient Indian scriptures, but the term was mostly used as a socio-cultural identity rather than a geography, rather than the
okay.
place. So even in the old text where it's found, it's not used as a name for what is currently being called India.
Okay.
So how you feeling about this? You feeling informed? You feel still confused? Or you feel a little baffled?
I mean, listen, my dad's been saying this forever. Like we should
Mm-hmm.
change the name from India to Bharat. This is the real motherland is called Bharat. I am surprised to find that you gave me some extra context on that,
Mm-hmm,
but also like what people. I mean, there's all sorts of crazy ways and reasons that we name things, the things we name them, right? So
True.
I'm just saying it's. I guess I am feeling more informed about this than I
Great.
am confused or baffled by it. It doesn't surprise me considering all the like Hindu nationalism that's going on.
Yes.
that
Yeah.
there's that. So I mean, I would hope that if there's any renaming, that would be like for the right reasons and not for making trying to make other
People
people
feel
feel
kicked out?
excluded. Yeah,
Yes.
that would be awful. I would want them to have a voice in the minorities there have to have somewhat of a voice in the name changing if that's going to happen. But also I can see wanting to not have a colonial name.
Yeah.
I don't know. We didn't have this here in our notes, but there was also a story where Pakistan had
Pakistan's
like
reaction?
Going off
Yes.
script. Going off script.
going off script, baby.
Get
Because
ready. Buckle up.
you have to hear this. It's like the best trolling ever. So Pakistan responded to the story by saying that if India changes its name, that they will consider then changing their name to India,
Yeah.
which I think is like the most amazing troll ever. Like,
That's wild.
it's so wild. It's like, that's wild. It's wild.
You have to change the maps twice. You can't do it all at once.
Yeah.
They got the
Oh,
River
man.
Valley. I mean, if you're saying it's not, like, it makes way more sense.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, listen,
Yeah.
they have the valley. It's not to say that it's inappropriate or whatever, but it's I think
wild.
it's hilarious. Is what I think it is.
It does make me feel like I've always held people who work for like the UN or in government and as a child would hold them in high esteem because I would watch movies like The Great Mouse Detectives or Rescuers and the Rescuers Down Under, and they're always presented as the best a country has to offer. And hearing stuff like this makes me go like, oh, they're just scrubs like me, where like they're just like, well, if you do that, we'll do this.
Yeah,
How about that?
exactly.
You think about that? You ever think about that?
I know. There's like it's very petty, right? All right. Well, look. Speaking of names, this is obviously not going to happen tomorrow. So, but what I think is interesting is talking about names and their meanings, and so we're going to jump into our Chakra Check-In.
Oh, okay. There we are.
So, your name, Omar,
My name.
turns out, in our research, means one who has a long life.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh,
I was told a different meaning.
Yeah, no. So this is so interesting because the one that's written for me is also different than what I was told. What were you told?
I was told it means firstborn.
Okay.
Yeah,
And were you firstborn in your family? I forget.
I was. That
You
would be
were, okay.
hilarious if it was just to be like, we wish you were.
Yeah, I know.
Your
exactly.
older sibling sucks.
Oh man. I like the idea of it just being like first. Like
Yeah,
like in a YouTube comment section.
that's what it
First,
was.
Omar. Do you just write Omar when you comment on YouTube? When you want to say 1st? Okay.
Yeah, I write my name and then you see who the comments by. And so it just seems like a weird thing someone's doing. But yeah, that's my first name meaning, and then my middle name is Sahel, which means star. That was given to me by my grandfather, who when he first held me, he was like, "Oh, there's stars in his eyes," and then later my mom was like, "You were meant for Hollywood." And I don't have the heart to tell her we have so much light pollution we actually can't see the stars. And finally,
Right.
my last name I actually don't know a whole lot about because it was changed 2 generations ago. We used to be Khans. And then
you
to
changed it
escape
for-
persecution, we
yeah.
changed it to Najam. So there we are.
That's great. So what did that mean to what did it mean to you to be named like the firstborn? Did that carry any like sort of obligation or additional
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah. Growing up, I was like, I have to be like. The era that I had growing up was like very Steve Rogers, where I was like, I have to look out for my siblings. I have to be the best for my family. I need to represent my family very well. And then as time passed and I went to UCSB, I was like, nah.
They're adults. They can handle themselves.
There's no weight on my shoulders. I'm going to film school. So yes.
Yeah,
How
there's
about
no carrying anybody there.
How about you? What does your name show up as, and what does your name mean?
So here in the research that Caitlin did was it's Sanskrit for a burning flame or lamp.
Beautiful. Because
Which is
you're
cool.
the light of our lives, Sandeep.
But I was told from my parents that my name means enlightenment.
Well, not too
Which-
far off. They both include light.
They both include light.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to believe though that my dad had some, he took some poetic license when he described the meaning to me. So to me, it's always meant enlightenment, and I thought that was always really cool.
Yeah.
But I was also like, I don't think I'm enlightened. And then I sort of like after when I got married, I started thinking about name meanings a lot because we were talking about like, oh, what last name are we gonna have and all this other stuff. And Hannah, my wife's name, it means grace.
Yes.
And you look at the two of us, okay? Hannah's a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Is she graceful?
Yes.
She can be. Am I enlightened? Maybe on Thursdays. And so I started thinking like, oh, well, maybe that's like less like what we are, and it's more like what we strive to be. Or like,
I love
or like
that.
More like what we, and then I did this whole thing during our vows that was like, maybe I need grace to achieve enlightenment, and she needs enlightenment to achieve to fully embody grace.
That's really beautiful.
So that's maybe how we need each other.
Anyone stand up during your speech to interrupt and be like, or maybe she needs lamp for grace.
Or turn a light on.
Maybe that'll help with the grace. You ever think about that?
Yeah.
That's one's
That's
free.
why she's tripping every time she does a pirouette. There's no light in here, or a burning flame.
Do you think people should know the meanings of their names?
It's always been important to me. It's always made me feel connected to something kind of bigger than myself, and and connected to culture and history.
Yeah.
I guess I was gonna say legacy, but not really, because I'm not like named after somebody. But it just feels like I'm
Right.
connected to a broader culture in
Now,
a way.
Do
Like,
you
it was
feel
always cooler than Frank, you know? No offense to Franks out there, but
do you feel names like Hansen, and you look it up and it's like son of Han?
yeah.
Do you feel
Right.
that lands in the same way? Because it is a legacy in its own way.
Yeah.
But you don't get because to me names with meanings feel like X-Men mutant powers.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, when later you find out and it's just like, it means fast, it means quick and swift, it means I'm gonna be a runner, I'm I'm Quicksilver.
And I know there are like a bunch of like Irish names that just mean like red-headed boy.
Yes.
Or like has a beard or something.
Yeah.
Like it's like very.
It's
what
Patrick
they are.
has a bird.
Yeah.
So yeah, how do you feel about those names that are just more directly here's
I'm
the
gonna be
thing?
honest. I always felt like it was my way of being like a little bit cooler than
Okay.
all the kids in my class.
As
'Cause,
a
like,
reminder,
they all had everything
Uh-huh.
that they had, which was
Right.
like homogeny and each other and like a sense of a shared culture that they all
Yes.
understood. And I had my own weird little thing that was like a little bit outside that, but trying desperately to be a part of that. So then that was one way in which I owned my
yes,
differentness, was like, I got this cool name and at this cool name meaning. That's why I never really liked nicknames. Like people would try like, hey, Sandy or Sunny. And I was like, nah.
no, I'm enlightened,
Yeah.
or at least I'm
Or at
on
least-
my way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. Mine means firstborn, and it's true.
Yeah. I like this one who has a long life. I mean, that bodes well for you.
That's great. I need it.
Yeah.
You
You could use more life.
The other day, you know what? I think this name is coming true, because I genuinely I have lived a stupendous life. I am a very simple man with who enjoys simple pleasures, of which like the greatest joys for me are traveling to another country and just having like a simple meal. And I know there's like a lot of like, ooh, la-di-da, you can go. When I go to other countries, I'm not rich. I'm staying on someone's couch, but just going somewhere and having like a burger or a beer or a sandwich or something local,
Or a perfectly
curry,
brewed iced tea without
a
ice.
perfectly brewed iced tea just poured over ice. The ice melts, and then you didn't get more ice before the show. It's something like that, and just chatting with someone. And I have been to Australia a couple times. I've been to England. I've been to India. I've been to Singapore.
Okay, frequent flyer.
So, I'm racking up those miles. I've been to Boston. I've been to Canada. So I feel like I've had a very fulfilled, like the length of
You
life. I
threw
feel like.
Boston in there.
You know,
Like, as if it's like this
exotic locations
place.
as well. I didn't quite speak the language.
Have you heard of Storrow Drive?
Hey, you want to go to the fucking comments? But and so I love that, and that keeps me in a way young. But I do think that I am aging, because the other day I went to go have dinner with Serena, our friend Serena, and she got carded, and then the waitress turned to me and went, "Nah, you're good."
Yeah. You're fine.
So I'm feeling it.
You're old. You're on your
Long
last
life.
legs. So
Yeah.
here's a beer. All right. Well, on that, why don't we get to our name game?
Ooh. All right.
Okay.
This is going to be a really great segment, because we actually have props we're using, which we'll be interacting with in a second. Our Game Master Delvin will be reading off the meanings of a name, and we will have to guess which location owns that meaning.
Yeah. So like, for example,
Yeah.
Chicago,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
We looked this up beforehand, because when we were coming up with the game, we were like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. So Chicago means onion or striped
Yes.
skunk in Algonquin, apparently.
So
So-
if Delvin says that, we got to write down on our whiteboard
We have to guess what we think that
yes.
the place is.
the
Right.
place.
I'm
is.
gonna be giving you the meanings.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Got these in stages, so we give you the meaning, give you a shot at it.
Okay.
We can give you
Okay.
the language of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
still not there, we'll give you a multiple choice. Real good shot at making it. If you can't get it there, we'll just get closest geographically.
Perfect. Easy
Okay,
peasy.
love it. Let's do it. Let's go.
I'm looking at 100%
This is
right
big
now.
because I'm pretty sick of this. Living in a world where Omar's the host. It's been brutal.
That's your
Well,
chance.
you might want to get a spaceship because it's going to happen again this week.
Okay.
All right. Are the whiteboards prepared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. All right, so your name meaning is pleasant place.
Pleasant.
Pleasant? Place.
So it's not Pleasantville.
The movie,
living
the
my
black and white
first
film.
Pleasant place to live. San Diego means a whale's vagina.
Pleasant?
Pleasant
Okay. So we're going for our
place.
first guess, right? And if we get it, it's locked in.
If you
Oh,
if you
boy.
get it, you got the point, and we're skipping. If you have it, we can start cluing.
I got to say, this is a great whiteboard. I really
Okay.
enjoyed writing that.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna guess.
Beautiful
Here we
whiteboard.
go.
Here we go. 3,
Wild guess.
2, 1. I wrote down Pleasanton.
Yami, Pleasanton.
Okay.
I like the logic there. Nope. So here's your clue. The
Okay.
language of origin place's name. Latin.
Latin.
Looking for a Latin kind of.
Okay. So I guessed Miami, so I'm gonna now kind of come off of that. Latin.
I mean, it's
Sure.
Kind,
I
it's
mean,
kind of Latin.
oh, I guess it is because
Like
it's a romance, language,
if
huh?
you go back far enough,
Yeah.
kind of. But
Okay. Pleasant place to live.
great Latin.
Oh,
Straight
man.
up Latin.
I thought we were gonna get country. We're not. Are these all cities? Did we determine that or no?
We haven't determined anything.
These do appear to all be. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. We
And yeah, I've
determined
gotten
that.
super quiet for some.
Oh, I don't know. I hear you fine.
You're going to
But,
have to be
I
loud.
don't know. You're gonna have to scream now.
Project.
How about that? Any better?
Pleasant place. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm just gonna think out loud.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
You definitely have it? You're that confident?
I'm
I
that
hate that.
confident. I don't know if I have it, but I'm
Okay.
that confident.
I'm gonna go, I don't know. Pleasant place. Okay.
You
I don't
got
think
it?
It's this. Yeah.
All right. Count us in.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Madrid.
I said Buenos Aires because it has good in it. But it probably means good air or something. Good winds.
Nope, I'm afraid not.
No.
Okay, so multiple choice. Your
Oh my
options are sexy Peru, Placentia, USA, France.
Oh. Okay.
So it's A, B, or C, right?
What was the Peruvian one? What'd you say?
In Peru, it's sexy.
Okay.
Sex. There's a place called Sexy?
SEXI.
Yes.
I love
What
it.
was the second location again?
Second location is in the States. It is Placentia.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Hold on. I have to write Placentia.
All right. Well, we know what yours is.
Excellent.
Okay.
Here we
3.
go.
3, 2,
Two.
1.
I'm going with nice.
Suspense is
nice?
killing me. You actually did write Placentia. Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
Placentia is correct. That's a point for him.
Damn it.
Very nicely done.
Thank you. It's Latin. It's clearly Latin.
All right, now we're looking for the
I
market.
mean, so obviously it's Latin for placenta is
No,
it's
it's
supposed to
it's a
mean
pleasant-
nice place.
a pleasant place to live.
Yeah, I guess.
yes.
Yeah, your placenta
Yeah.
is a really great place to live, to live near,
Until it's not.
and to consume as an
Yeah.
embryo.
This isn't a joke. This is just biology, folks.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah.
to be weird about.
Yeah, don't be weird about it.
Don't be weird.
What's next?
All right, next up is market of the Confluent.
On.
Market of the Confluence.
Sorry, I'm gonna need to hear that again. My internet pooped.
Market
Mar-
of the Confluent.
Of the confluence.
wow.
So of all the markets you can think of, this one is of Confluent.
Okay.
I've
I got it.
No idea.
Like if the Confluence was to have a market, this would be that market.
Oh, okay. That actually changes my answer.
Like you're going to a farmer's market later, think that,
Yeah.
except Confluence.
A confluence.
Right.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Here we go. Ready?
All right.
3, 2,
3, 2,
1, go.
1.
Philadelphia.
Lisbon.
I say Philadelphia. Omar
I
says
say
Lisbon.
Lisboa.
Not quite. Okay, your language of origin is Gaulish.
Oh.
Celtic language.
Okay. Okay. That helps.
That does. Oh, hold on. I was wrong. And I realized I was wrong.
We haven't
All right,
3, 2,
one
1. You still got a chance.
Oh, good. Hold
Not
on.
committed yet.
3,
Hold on.
2.
No, I have to write this quickly, so I'm saving on. Okay.
wanna-
Okay.
Fast count of
3,
3 or slow count of
2,
1?
1.
I know this is how you write it, but Edinburgh.
All right.
Dublin.
interesting.
Dublin.
Not quite. Not quite. Okay.
We both were wrong?
Both wrong. All right. Multiple choice time. Options are condom, France,
Uh-huh.
brothel, United Kingdom, Stockholm, Sweden. These
Okay.
Gaulish market of the
Okay.
Of the confluence.
right. Okay, just think of a confluence
Yeah.
and you wanted to like Amazon.com, except
Yeah.
it's confluence.com.
I'm actually having dinner with a confluence tonight. Funnily enough.
Is there a real place named Condom, France? Is that a real place?
None of these are made up.
They
I
could all
don't
be
know if
real.
any of these are made up.
Oh. Okay. All right, here we go.
These are all. Kaylin's saying they're all real.
Oh, Kansas and they're all real. Okay, amazing. Amazing. I
All
need
right.
to go to Condom, France.
All right,
Yeah,
are you both
listen.
ready? 3,
Yeah.
2, 1.
I'm gonna go there unprotected.
Condom.
You're saying condom. I'm gonna go with Stockholm.
All right, and Omar gets.
I got it
again.
right again.
And again,
What?
that's why I didn't answer your question on why condom was real or not, because I don't want to give you any clues on whether it's possibly the right answer.
Too obvious. The con. Okay,
Language of
fine.
origin helped me out a lot in these both of these instances.
Exactly, yeah.
Kicking my ass. Okay. All right.
All right, here we
Fair
go.
enough.
I'm also using
Okay.
a cleaning cloth. Speeds up the whole process.
Next
okay.
up, the next name meaning is
Wait, how many more are we doing? Because I'm just wondering for scoring.
I think
I think
for the
I have
rate
time for one more, unfortunately. How
you
many?
have
how many
time
do you
for
have?
literally one.
Kinda.
Mhm.
Because we got to get to Desi of the week, and I got a farmer's market to get to, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, 3-question round then. Send if you can't win, but it's the final question then.
Okay, fine.
That work going?
Yeah.
No, it should be for worth
No,
worth
let's
2.
do all or nothing. All or
You
nothing.
get all or
Go
nothing on it?
for
All right. That's a nice
Yeah.
This
gentleman's
one's worth
wager.
2.
Okay, the meaning is
Because we could both be wrong, and you could still win. All right. go.
slut,
I won't be.
the female of the pig.
Say again.
Slut, the female of the pig.
The name
Okay.
the name of this place means slut.
Slut,
You know this.
comma, the female,
The female
of the pig.
pig.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on.
What? I thought we're not using that word anymore.
I generally don't, but this is the definition of what it means. So
Oh, like
I
as
get-
in like.
you can't get
Oh,
trouble in
does
class
slut
if you're reading
mean
out of the
female of the
dictionary.
pig? Is that what that means? Like as in like how the B word means female dog?
Seemed to be the case.
I never knew that. Did you know that, Omar?
No, I actually didn't.
Have
Why
you?
are you not as surprised as me? Why are all pejorative things that people call women animals, like what the
Like
proper
not
name of
humanizing
an
them,
animal?
treating them as property. Yeah, I can
This
think
is
of
a
a few
bad
reasons why
world.
there's why those
This is a
awful
bad,
words tend to
bad
go in that
world.
direction.
Yeah.
Very upsetting.
Oh,
All right.
boy.
Well, I've got.
Okay.
I've
But
got.
we're not
here we go,
talking
hat
about
trick.
a human woman. We're talking about the female of the pig.
We're talking about the place. We're talking about this
Talking
place.
about the place and what its meaning is.
So the place's meaning is slut.
The name meaning that I am
Mhm.
reading to you is quote
Yes.
slut, comma, female of the
Mhm.
pig, end quote. And for the record, I didn't write these.
These are Kaylin's.
I'm just giving you what the definition is.
I cannot eat. What would place? So it's some agrarian place.
I'll give you a
I'm
hint.
guessing.
It gets cold in the winter. It gets hot in the summer.
You're the worst. Okay. I don't know. I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna guess wildly. Here we go.
Okay.
It's
3,
not this.
2, 1.
I got it in one.
Melbourne.
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. Oh, that's brilliant, but no, did not.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Oh, like Winnie Pig? I like it.
The language of origin is Latin.
Okay, that narrows it down.
That doesn't help me at all. Okay, great. So it's not in India. Got it. It's not in Asia, mostly.
I'm putting down Calcutta. All right. Let's see. Let's see.
It means slut. Des Moines.
There's nothing
Like
more
what?
Latin than
I just wanna-
Des Moines.
It's got to be some kind of agrarian place, you know? Des Moines, like the female pig. Oh man, I don't know.
Except if it's Latin, it would be what? Des Moines?
Des Moines.
Yeah, I guess it'd be French, huh?
Okay, I got it.
I don't know, man. Okay, go.
3, 2, 1.
Lansing.
I'm going with Firenze, aka Florence.
All right, we're all the way down to multiple choice. Your options
Which
are.
I assume means flower, so I think I'm wrong. Which could be a beautiful female pig. All right, here we go.
Ugh.
All right, your options are Toledo, Spain, Tirana, Albania, or Troia, Italy.
What? Can you read these to us again?
I can. Toledo, Spain, Tirana, Albania, and Troia, Italy.
There's a Toronto in Albania.
There is a Tirana, Tirana.
Tirana. Like
Tirana.
Tirana Rex.
Got it.
As in
It's like a
Albania,
Tyrannosaurus Rex
not
meets a-
Albanto.
Okay.
Not Albento.
All right. Ready? 3,
And here it is.
2,
You'll win it.
1. I'm gonna stick with
Boom.
Italy. Troya.
Troya.
Deep. Got it. It is indeed Troia, Italy.
No!
Yes. So we're 2 points. So we're tied. Should we just do a
I can't believe it. That's it. We
Just
close
do
out
it.
the season
You
on a
want to do
tie.
tiebreaker? We'll just jump straight to the multiple choice.
Yes.
Okay.
round.
All right. This is
Go.
it. This is it.
Okay.
Go.
So, the name meaning is place of Focko's people. Language of origin is Bavarian/German.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And the multiple choice options are Fock, Germany, fucking Austria,
What did you say about Germany,
or
dude? Did you
fucker,
say,
Belgium.
did you just say fuck Germany, dude?
Sorry,
That's not
okay.
it.
Let me go back to in order.
At least 3% of our viewers come from Germany.
Fuck
I
Germany,
can't. You said it again. He said it again.
fucking Austria,
Fucking Austria.
fucker, Belgium.
And these are so. What was the name again?
It means the place of Focko's people.
The place of Focko's people.
Yes.
I got it. I got
Will you
it.
find
I'm
them
laughing
in Fock,
because
fugging, or Focker?
truly.
Which
what
one
a-
was Austria?
Austria is fugging.
What a masterful
Yeah.
last round.
Great-
These
great
names
last
are
round.
just so similar that this is so hard.
For all the marbles. Sandeep's logged in.
Okay.
You ready to go, Omar?
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Fucking.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh no!
We didn't think of this eventuality that we both answer the same thing.
Well, let's wait to hear if it's a ding or a buzz.
Yeah.
That
I
is
got
correct.
it.
It is fucking Australia.
Do you have one more
Fucking
tiebreaker?
Austria. Oh yeah, we got plenty.
Oh
All
my
right, give
God.
me one more
Okay.
tiebreaker. Let's go.
More. Okay.
Till we get
The
it.
next one. The name meaning is eating place and also women's breasts. Language of origin, and I may not say this correctly. Apologies.
Tatas.
Great.
Gunawal,
Tata's
Ngunnawal is the language of
Gunawal?
origin. Your options
Okay.
are Canberra,
Gunawal?
Australia, Titty Hill,
Oh.
England, or breasts,
Uh-huh.
France. Which of these means both breasts and eating place?
I thought it was gonna be like Grand Tetons. Okay, say them again.
Canberra, Australia, Kitty Hill, England, and Brest, France.
This can't be Titty Hill, is it? I mean, come on.
Good.
Caitlin, come on. Come on.
And if neither of you get it, I also know which of these is the closest to the right answer.
Take me down to this is perfect.
All right,
I've got it.
go.
I was locked in. Sunny locked in.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, I'm good. Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Canberra.
Damn it! I said Canberra too.
This is never gonna end. This is never gonna end.
Okay, fast. I
All right.
gotta go.
Okay, next meeting. St. Mary's Church in the hollow of the White Hazel near the rapid whirlpool of Landicilio of the Red Cave. That is the meaning of this location. The language of origin is
Please
Welsh.
be a single syllable place.
Nope, it's
Okay.
Welsh. So
Okay. Yeah.
Welsh.
All right.
I love it to
Options.
just mean all those things and be like Kent.
I think you're gonna get this, but the options are going to be Batman, Turkey, York, United
Stop it.
Kingdom, or Lanfear, Pilgwingagera, Gogarum, Churbolentus, Gogogok.
What?
Which I got that maybe about 30% right.
And then where is that supposed to be?
Wales.
Well, it's Welsh. Okay. I'm locked in. I'm not writing the whole thing.
Well, I'm picking the same thing.
Okay, let's do it.
You're up.
3,
You're-
2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
I'm going York.
Oh, good.
Oh, all right.
Great.
So,
Good. At least we have a chance. Oh, somebody
I got
it
it.
right.
Dave, you did get it correct. Indeed, it is the
No!
very Welsh
Call it a
name in there.
comeback.
Yes.
Call it a comeback. Yes,
you-
you're.
One of the
Your
longest
reign ends.
location names in the world just by character count. There's a place in New Zealand that beats it up by character. That still
Wow.
second place. I've been there, in
We
fact.
can do it.
There's photographs
okay.
of a little delve in there.
Omar, you now have to name your firstborn after that place. Okay?
There were other name meanings that I'm happy to avoid giving to my children.
That's true. You don't want them their name to mean female pig? Okay. All right. Well, let's jump to Desi of the week.
All right, folks, I'm so excited about this week's Desi of the Week. We're closing our season with just an incredible example in the community. This week, we are honoring a
Yes.
Desi judge that's
So
overseeing a huge public and
Yep.
hugely impactful case.
Yep.
This is an honor judge, Your Honor. And of course, we are talking about Maxila
Amit
Piada.
P. Mit. What?
What?
Amit P. Mit.
What are you talking about?
Wait, are you telling me that there's two Desis?
We have two
Two
Daisies of the
Desi
week this
judges?
week, and they're both judges. Can I talk about
What?
mine real quick?
Okay, you first.
You might have heard about Moxilla recently in the news because the honored judge is a U.S. magistrate judge who's handled the initial proceedings of the Trump arraignment on the federal charges relating to trying to overturn the 2020 election. A pretty important case happening right now.
Yeah, yep.
She allowed Trump to leave his second arraignment in federal court without travel restrictions or a cash bond. But before he left, she issued some warnings. She said it's a crime to influence a juror or to threaten,
Yes,
to
I remember
attempt to
this.
bribe a witness or any other person who may have information about your case, which is to go on. Many things that he has for sure done in the past.
Yes, you tell him, Auntie. Moxilla Auntie. You tell him.
Moxilanti was born in Gujarat.
Oh, yeah. My people.
And was raised near Kansas City. Her distinguished legal career includes a commitment to pro bono work representing indigenous clients in post-conviction proceedings that have earned her the Defender of Innocence Award from the Mid-Atlantic Innocence Project in 2009
Okay.
and named Pro Bono Lawyer of the Year by Venerable in 2006.
Dang, she's got a trophy
Venerable in
case.
2006. So an absolute powerhouse of a human being who's helping folks who need it and then telling Trump, hey, cut it out. You're in so much
Okay.
trouble.
So what happens if Trump goes to jail
Okay.
and Joe Biden, something happens to Joe Biden because he's old. He's old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they drop out of the race, there's a chance. I'm just throwing this out there.
Okay.
that Auntie
Mm-hmm.
Kamala,
Mhm.
Kamala Auntie,
Yeah.
and I guess I don't want to call her an auntie, but Nikki Haley,
Uh-huh.
right, become the two leading candidates.
Yes.
Two Indian women, head to head, for the leader of the free world. Be kind of
Interesting
Gonna be
times.
kinda
Interesting
Interesting times. Well, speaking of interesting times, we have yet another judge who's overseeing a huge case, which is the big Google antitrust trial. That's Amit
Okay.
P. Mehta.
Uh-huh.
Google is being accused of operating an illegal monopoly because guess what? We all use Google to do searching and nothing
Yes.
else, pretty much. They own 90% of the market share. And so Amit Mehta ruled in favor of proceeding with the central part of the antitrust lawsuit against Google. So that's big. He agreed to take on the trial. The accusation that Google has been suppressing competition in the advertising market. The trial is going to start in November, and he's going to hear testimony from yet another Desi, Indian-born American, Google CEO Sundar Pichai. So
That's
just
right.
India is all up in these huge court cases, or Desis. And Judge Mehta, he did dismiss a bunch of claims ahead of the trial, so it's boiled down to just like this main issue, really,
Yeah.
of Google being the default search for
Yes.
Android and all these other things. And Google spends tons of money to make sure that it's the default search engine, which means that it's impossible for competitors to compete. So yeah, these are huge. Mehta was born in Patan, India. He was appointed to serve as a U.S. district judge by former President Barack Obama. Maybe you've heard of him. In 2022, he rejected former President Donald Trump's bid to toss civil lawsuits, holding him responsible for inciting the historic riot and denying him from immunity. So both have ties to judging Mr. Trump there. So shout out to our Desi Judges of the Week.
There it is. There it is, folks. And there is our show. This is so exciting. We are closing out season 2. We've got so much amazing stuff coming your way. But let's say you missed this and you want to see our lovely faces. All the VOD and other ways you can hang out with us are in the show notes. So this ain't over. Come hang out with us. And you know what? On your way, do us a huge favor. Please rate and comment on the show anywhere that podcasts are available. It really, really helps us out. And if you got anything you want to suggest to us, any comments you want to make, or any feedback you want to send our way, hit us up at abcdpodcastshow@gmail.com or pop over to the EffinFunny Discord. That's EffinFunny.
We have not gotten one email, Omar. So this is your chance to be the first people to email us
firstborn.
ever on this thing. Here are things you can maybe send us. Some ideas for Desi of the Week. Some, like, what was your ABCD favorite moment?
Yes.
What was maybe some news story ideas? Throw them at us. Maybe would you rather have two Omars echoing as host and ditch me?
God,
all of these things are valid.
I wish you could have heard it. I wish you could have heard it. Also, we want to shout out our sponsors, of course, DesiQuest, the TTRPG that starts us and like other people. It's going to be incredible. Head over to DesiQuest.com, DesiQuest.com to sign up for the mailing list, and that will give you all up-to-the-date news about this amazing, beautiful show that's coming out very, very soon.
Yes, so thanks to DesiQuest and to you, our Patreons and listeners.
Oh,
Here we go. Our ballad of love to our Patreons who are at the shout-out level. What genre are we listing these names?
Yes, but you'll be performing in an opera today.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Jeez. Why do you want to do this to yourselves?
Okay, and do you have music queued up, Delvin?
We have music queued up. Are you ready to
Oh,
go?
God. Yes.
Here we go.
Watch out for the glass. Joshua, Orion, Toby M. Carlo, Benjamin Lowe,
Hunter P. Brown, Miranda Hollinger, Michael Long,
Raylan Fox, Selena B. and Adam Nickerson,
Nevis Rex, RH, Dodeca Couplers,
Varun Modivort, Philip Dyson,
Kathleen Schlegel, Ducati, Reverend Catino,
Brandon Pace, Maria Will Maxwell and Jeremy Schwartz.
Hazel, Slow, 8-Bit D, Andrew FL.
Nice Sims, Dan Wally, Nebish, Heretic.
Christina Romero. My dog is singing along. Christina Romero, Zach and Danny's Corner.
Fish, Legion, 247. Jeremy O'Brien.
Laura Clark.
Scribbles and Flapjacks.
Vaydon.
Death Queen.
Folks, the show's produced by Caitlin Mahoney. The show's technical
glass is
director and sound
breaking
designer
everywhere.
is Delvin Devil. The show's executive producers are Sandeep Parikh and Anand Shah. This is edited by Sean Miller. The
More?
music is by Herschel Sasodia, Jasmine Singh, and Malik Saveri. This has been an EffinFunny production. On behalf of our co-host, Sandeep, I've been your host. May your chakras be aligned and smothered in chutney.
Your host for the last show, but I'll be the host for the first show next season. Okay,
Oh my
Homer?
God. Enough. Enough.
Bye.